Assalamu alaikum. We, the press, are your informant and your mouthpiece. Whether it's power or politics, society or sports, a small change can go a long way, and we believe in the power of our voice to inform, educate, and make a real difference. I'm Zaishan Amir, and this is the Fourth Estate. This week, we delve into the world of sports here in the Maldives. But our focus tonight will be on just one sport, cricket, which is one of the oldest and most popular games in the world. Cricket may not be as popular as football here in the Maldives, but it does enjoy some recognition as an important sport, with the Maldives having its own national team to represent the country on the international stage. To tell us more about the ins, outs, and innings of cricket, and also the general sports scene here in the Maldives, joining me tonight is the national cricket team coach and development officer at Maldives Cricket Association, Imad Ismail. Imad, welcome to the show.
Sure.
Can I call you Captain Imad?
Not sure. Imad.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah, sure.
Okay, no problem. Now, I'm not a cricket player, and cricket may not be as popular as football in this country. So for the novices out there who are watching this show, can you describe cricket as a game?
Now, you can say cricket was not as famous as soccer, but it was in 80s, maybe a more popular game than soccer. Because we have played cricket in National Stadium with house full stadium. It was when we were in school, so there was a lot of cricket in 80s. After 80s, of course, there was a decline, and in 19 and 20, some of the cricket lovers brought the game back to its good strength, and I would say now Maldives cricket is doing a good job keeping Maldives cricket alive. For the time being, we have a very good youth development program going on, and we used to play more than 11 tournaments per year, including the school tournaments. So out of 360 days, we must be playing over 200 plus days cricket.
What about cricket as a sport? I know that there are two teams, but what happens in the game really?
In general, people don't know what is cricket. But it's a sport played between two sides with 11 members a side.
Like football?
Definitely, with all it's a team game, so most probably it's with 11 players, and plus we have a very important two-person looking after the whole game. It's called umpires. There is nothing you can say about any decision they make on the field, and it's a very gentleman game, whether you are out or not out. If the umpire says you are out, you have to leave the field with your head down and just walk off the field. So it's a very nice game, and it's a gentleman's game, which is played, as I said, 11 members, and you have to get 10 people out to complete an innings. Of course, there is so many new versions of cricket now. For example, recently we have seen ODI 50-over game. And before that, we have seen the 2020, and for the time being, everybody is watching IPL. So most probably, there are so many versions of game. And the best cricket is Test cricket, which we play for 5 days non-stop. Minimum of 90 overs has to be bowled per day to conclude one day. So it's a 5-day game which you get a chance to play twice. So it's 4 innings. In 5 days, we have to complete a match. So there are so many versions of cricket. Other than this, there is Singapore Sixers, Hong Kong Sixers, you name it. For example, we have Ramazan 8s, we play 8 overs, and we have 10-10 cricket. So there's a lot of cricket going on in the world.
So there's a lot of room for creativity in cricket.
Yeah, these are all new
Yeah.
new versions of cricket. I don't know how much of money they are making from IPL. Most probably it is very close to soccer, which we recently heard that there are bids over millions per player. Players from India, Australia, different countries.
What made you so interested in cricket?
Oh, that's a long story because I was brought up by a very sporty people in Maldives. So in school, outside school, everywhere I have to be in sport because the people who brought up me is always in sports. So from there on, Mr. Satta, who was my guardian, he brought me close to cricket. So from then on, I've been in cricket for over 20 years. I've been doing coaching, administration, and I don't know how many coaching courses I have done throughout the Asia. So I've done a lot of coaching and mostly doing the administrative and coaching work in Maldives cricket for the time being.
So, what do you tell to your students, the players who are training under you?
Is it a newcomers or the, because I've been from grey, I would say from newcomers to the national level, I've been coaching, and I have to talk differently to all the people.
So, you've been training the whole spectrum. of
Most
players.
probably all the ages comes through because most probably I'll be there working for 12 plus hours per day.
So, what is that single piece of advice you give to them, regardless of their age or ability?
Please stick to the spirit of cricket because it's so nice game that you have to stick to it. Spirit of cricket, read it, apply it. That's what I have to say.
It's a gentleman's game after all, so you've got to keep the spirits high and follow the ethos of the game, really, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is really the status of cricket here in the Maldives? Do you think it is a secondary sport?
It was in 80s, but it has declined for few period of years, and I would say now it's really good. It's going good. For the achievements wise, maybe cricket is number one game in Maldives because we may be the first to achieve a gold medal and we may be the last to achieve a gold medal. So in between, we also have achieved so many achievements for Maldives. Like in 80s, we got the Tri-Nation Series, which was run in Seychelles. And after that, we got the Asian Cricket Council Challenge Trophy twice. So we have 3 gold medals under our belt. It's quite an achievement for Maldives.
So, some achievements are really there that need to be celebrated, of course, right?
Sure.
Are they celebrated enough?
It was celebrated, but it is not up to the players' expectation because players do complain about not recognizing them enough in Maldives. Maybe there are reasons. It might not be the I don't know exactly what to mention here, but players are not so happy with the recognition they're having for the time being because they do work hard, but it is not recognized enough.
So let's move the discussion to your association, Maldives Cricket Association. What do you do at the association?
I do most of the administrative stuff in the morning, and afternoon it is playing hours. So from 4 to 6:30, 7 o'clock, we'll be engaged with the development side. If there is an international tour, most probably with the senior team, otherwise mostly with the junior teams. We do work with the local coaches too because we have a coaches committee and umpires committee, which I do interfere with them because I'm also a coach and I'm also an umpire. So most probably have to look into these two. We have a very strong coaches committee and coaches, because we get good opportunities from Asian Cricket Council to get trained. So we have over 30 coaches, but the problem is one third of them are active. But we have trained lots of coaches, lots of umpires through funds from ACC and Maldives Cricket, but they are not very active. For the time being, we have 12 coaches who are active, and the result we got from the last school league cricket is quite an achievement. The parents love the game. They've seen how their kids playing cricket, and there's improvement, but there's more improvement to be done if we need to go to the next level of cricket, because the ACC, Asian Cricket Council, is going to be stopping their activities from June. So we will be only affiliated with the ICC, International Cricket Council. Yeah, we had more challenges and more matches coming with more different countries. For the time being, we have been playing with only Asians, but now we might have to face the Europe plus the South countries like Fiji and so and so. So into administration. I do Maldives cricket, most of the administrative work, because we have few staffs. About a couple of years ago there was no staffs at all, but now we have about 3 or 4 staffs who are working regularly. So I do monitor the administrative work too.
So what is the association's current projects? Do you have any training programs for umpires or players at the moment?
We have a couple of development programs. The infrastructure, which we have got some funds from the ACC. We are looking for different regions of Maldives to develop cricket. Like that, we had 3 or 4. One is Formula, which already established, and now Kunahandu, which is growing very fast. We have a ACC level 1 coach in Kunahandu, and we have a development program infrastructure. We are planning out a ground there. Most probably next week we are looking to put a wicket there. The land is allocated already. We will also be going to Kunahandu first week of May to run a level basic coaching course, which is funded by National Olympic Council and Cricket Board plus the ACC fund. So the course is going to happen next week. Other than that, there is projects for Winingidi and Hulumale too. So development is moving forward.
That's a good sign.
Sure.
Now, you have been doubling as an umpire and a coach. What is the experience like being in these two shoes?
If you umpire, you will always be a bad person. You will be commented, you will be shouted. So you accept all the risk and do the umpiring. But in coaching, you give advice, you tell the players what to do. If they do well, you achieve it. But in umpiring, you never get a right decision.
Never.
You never get a right decision. You will never be supported. It's all with the referees or umpiring. It's sport, but maybe it is because of the I would say the winning formula, which has to be actually I don't know whether it has to be reduced or
moderated.
Moderated, yeah, because everybody wants to win. That is never going to happen. So to win, they do everything because there is maybe something behind it, maybe money, which make the player to go for it. So they somehow the sport of cricket loses their um, the actual
The
sport,
vitality.
the white shirt, because there's no white shirt now, so it's colored and the things change.
Of
So
course.
we have to accept it and go
So,
forward with
do you
it.
think money has made its way into the world of sports, or let's say cricket, in the Maldives?
There is money involved because there are members, players moving from club to club for money. So
Is it bad money or good money?
we cannot say actually because it's up to the player and the club. It is, I would say, a good sign in one case as long as they play the sport perfectly to the spirit of cricket. Otherwise, there's no harm in paying the players.
That's what matters at the end of the day, after all. Can you tell us something about the national team's achievements?
I'm not very good with the history, but as I said, we have got already 3 gold medals.
3 gold medals.
Yeah, and it was celebrated very well twice, but one which was a bit faded. Otherwise, the achievements came in good time because Maldives cricket was at a very low level when Musa Kalim and that batch came and won the Asian Challenge Cup, and then there was a real good rise in the Maldives cricket. So many new players coming in, and for the last ACC, but it was not much celebrated, and then players are not very happy with it. Yeah.
So, what are the upcoming matches or tours of the national cricket team? Is there anything on the agenda this year?
In the calendar 2015, we don't have a national team trip, but there is a definite trip which we play the International Invitational School Cricket Tournament, which is played in December in Sri Lanka. We have been participating in that tournament for last 7 years. Most probably that tour is there, and there is other small tours like the Gyazdin International School is also planning to go a cricket tour abroad, and Tajuddin is going next month to Sri Lanka because in the school league cricket, Milo School Cricket League, they won under 12 and under 14, plus they are the second in under 16. There's over 60 or 70 kids playing cricket in Tajuddin itself. So they are planning a tour to go maybe second week of May to Sri Lanka and looking to play about 10 games. So that is for the development programs. Maldives Cricket will also be helping them to for the financial part, and this tour is mostly done by the parents of their kids' parents.
Now, speaking about development programs, it's noteworthy that you have been given the Development Program Lifetime Service Award by the International Cricket Council ICC. How does that make you feel?
I don't know how exactly I got the award, but it is an effort from Mr. Faisal and our president, Mr. Didi. They most probably have sent my information to them, and they thought, okay, this guy achieves it.
Congratulations.
Sure.
Let's talk about the national cricket team again. Do you believe that we have a strong lineup in the team? What do you think their strengths and weaknesses are?
We do have a very youth strong team, but what they miss is their physical fitness. What we are telling them is, look, you guys, please work for 1 hour on your own for physical fitness. But it is never happening. It's never happening, and they are not improving on their physical fitness. If you don't have fitness, you will never improve on any sport. So the hardest thing for us is their fitness. They are very skilled. They know how to play cricket, because they have been from the very junior level, because we have a very elite team now. Only 1 or 2 players is plus 30, but the rest is below 30, and it's a good team, but they need to maintain their fitness. We cannot play any sport without fitness. And people might say cricket, you don't need fitness, but we are staying in the sun for, if it is a one-day game, minimum 3 hours. After 3 hours, you get a 40-minute break and you go back into the field, and you have to stay another 30 minutes, 3 hours. So it's a continuous 6 to 7 hours of playing, which no other sports play like that. So we need fitness, and the main part in the main part in cricket is about 60 to 70% is played by mental. So the mental is also coming with their fitness. If you don't have fitness, your mental is down. So need to be very, very strong in their mental.
So it's about being fit in all aspects of health, whether it's mental, physical, or emotional even.
Sure.
Can you tell us about the difficulties that you face, apart from the lack of physical fitness of players, that you face in taking the cricket game forward?
If we start from the basic, from the juniors, what we get, for cricket, mostly we get the leftovers. What we say leftovers is, first you go to soccer, then you go to volley, then you go to basket, and then we normally get, I cannot say 100%, but we normally get the leftovers. So first thing we have to do is teach them how to run, how to be active. We get so chubby boys, and we work so much on their agility and to be a real sportman. So junior level, then they come into play cricket. It is really hard because they are not athletes. And the other reason could be we get good players, like it might not be the best word to use, real wealthy people. Because people think that cricket is a very expensive game. Of course it is expensive, but Maldives cricket is most probably providing 90% of it. So it might not be expensive for the players. So we get really rich players, family members. So once they reach their higher education, we lose them. So there is a break point for us. We spend 10 to 12 years with the athlete or the player. All of a sudden he has his next generation where he has to go for his higher studies. So we work with one player, and when we lose one player, it's a very big loss. That is also an issue. Then the third issue is, which all the athletes, all the sports will face, is their office work, where we find most of our cricketers are from shift duty players, so they are finding it difficult to come regularly to practice.
Here in the Maldives, we see a number of women playing a variety of sports like netball, football, and also individual sports like table tennis and such sports. But we don't see many women in cricket. Why is this so?
We started women's cricket in 2009. We had a level 2 coach, Saudan, who is now a pilot. Of course, he doesn't have any time to teach cricket.
He's in the air all the time.
Yeah. He started and he got a team. If we had continued, we would definitely play a nice ACC tournament, because we have so much of opportunities to play women's cricket. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Then all of a sudden, there is a complete stop on women's cricket. But now we have started, and there is development in formula, and we also find reasonably good team in Kunahandu. So, and the development coach from Sri Lanka is currently in Malé for 2 years. He is also working with the women's team. Maybe in next 5 or 6 years, you might find a reasonable good cricket women's team.
So there's hope.
But there is hope, but it is very limited once again, because parents don't like them to stay in the sun for many hours. Maybe that is one reason they don't send their daughter to cricket.
So let's say that there is a person who wants to pick up a sport as a hobby. Would you recommend cricket to them? What would you say?
It's a nice question, because the funny thing about cricket is
Staying in the sun?
staying in the sun and watching in front. We see international sport. We watch a soccer match, it finishes in 90 minutes or 105 minutes. But you are staying for 3 to 4 hours to watch a cricket match, because you want to know what happens next. So it's so interesting once you follow the game. To follow the game, please watch cricket. Because you don't see live, live cricket by walking around Malé, or you see only live cricket on TV. But go and watch cricket at Ekwini and watch the live cricket on TV. Definitely you will come back for cricket.
Maldivians love sports, and we have a number of achievements in various sports, but still we are not number one in many of these sports. What do you think is stopping us from being at the top?
It's a difficult question, because in general, Maldives sport, I would say when we do practice, we are not doing perfect practice. We just go and play. We just go and play will not improve their skill or technique or whatever we taught. We teach them, but when they go to practice, do it perfectly. Because we see most of them just go and hit the ball, but they don't achieve anything from it. But if you hit a ball, you try to achieve something from it, you will improve. There's lots of room for Maldives sport to catch next level. I wouldn't say it's not infrastructure. For example, you take Bermuda, who has less population than Maldives.
Of course, around 65,000 people.
Much less, but
Much
they are
less.
playing the World Cup. They have played the World Cup. So Maldives, why not? We might catch some time in cricket or in soccer, but do it perfectly. That is my advice.
So we can learn a lot from Bermuda.
Sure.
Now let's talk about having goals. When it comes to developmental matters, the Maldives has certain goals. Like, for example, we want to be carbon neutral by 2020. We want to achieve the Millennium Development Goals. We want to achieve progress and prosperity for our people by this year, or let's say, for example, by 2025. But when it comes to sport, we don't see a clear goal. We don't see where we are headed. There's a lot of commotion, there's a lot of confusion. Do you think there should be a set goal for each sport played in this country, or for the sports in general?
I think, because I have not been to many associations, but I think very few of them have their own strategic plan. So if they don't have a strategic plan for next few years, they might not achieve what they want.
And does cricket have a strategic plan?
Definitely, we have our own strategic plan.
What's the plan?
It's a long one, which is until 2017 we are trying to achieve several things. So our General Secretary Mr. Ismail Nihat can cover up some time later on this program. But we do have a strategic plan that we will achieve several things by 2017.
So before we conclude, I want to ask you, what do you think is the future of cricket in this country?
It is a difficult question, because we do work hard to maintain it. To go to next step is very hard. So we will try to achieve our next step.
Any message to your players?
Be physically fit for the next tournament. Thank you.
Thank you, Imad, for joining us tonight. Thank you for sharing valuable information, and we wish your team all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
This is me, Jashan Ahmed, signing off, hoping to return next week to discuss yet another issue of national and social importance. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
न्यूट्रो स्पेशल क्रेकर्स एत बाइक के इतबार होता फावे
वरम मीर
न्यूट्रो स्पेशल क्रेकर्स की पैकेट गागिन अदद का बिस्कोदे कुलेवे अगिय मीरु बिस्कोदे
वरक कमदा बिस्कोदे
बिंदा बिंदा खाला न्यूट्रो स्पेशल क्रेकर्स लोनोमेद टोमाटो मीरू के अवैक जैसा
Miru King garlic chili sauce.
मीरू को फुरिहम को खालेवेनी मिसो सुरेगे
Miru King tomato sauce.
कुंबे को मिसो से खमक लुदे हम रंगड़ी
Miru King chili sauce.
सोसे वेजिया राहे बेसुंजे
Miru King fried chicken chili sauce. Enjoy the great taste.
किंग टोमाटो सॉस
Tom Garden, imported and marketed by Miami Traders. Phone 331-8850.
Sena, ko ba sale tani monita?
අද කොන්සේල් මිහාරුස් රෙඩ්වෙවුන් අපරි එන්හාස් රුපියාගේ ව්‍යාපාරි 60 රුපියක් කොල්ලේ
Enga Sofia we fare red wave komendara katias. Ahege bedoga hashtag rufe vaanata ti kiya.
මරියම් බා රෙඩ්වෙවුන් අපරි එමිහු විකාවුගා එම්එම්එස් විකානම තකතිගා ගොබඩෝගෙන් එකක්වස් නුනේ
Eden hama sateka ga wa.
එන්හාස් රුපියාගේ ව්‍යාපාරි 60 රුපියක් කොල්ලුම රෙඩ්වෙව් මජීදි මග
Red wave mart roshani mag.
රෙඩ්වෙව් ප්ලාසා සයිද් ක්‍රේක් ෆන් මග ආදී රෙඩ්වෙව් මෝල් මජීදි මග වඩා තිබාගේ ජීවත් 30 රුපියක් ජමා කරනවා
Yada.
Baby like Anika with sandwich. 1, 2, 3, 4 piece free. We wouldn't baby like it. But 12 case, 1 case free. Tutu therefore go follow him. Baby like Prema Korama.
Dirag postpaid and Nangava, Adi I like Singapore ga ufarid chutting head the column ge fursat hodava. Hatar befrunang hatar doge hurum, Adi Singapore ge mashur tantam balwale mathuata. Tuatak ge terega, night safari, river cruise, gardens by the bay, Adi Universal Studio balwale ge fursat. Dirag postpaid and Nangava Singapore ga chutting head the kolava.
Effects, the mental energizer. And England need to find a goalkeeper from somewhere. Look at that! He's only won it for them! New hero! Extraordinary!
ವರ ಬಲಾಗೆ ವಿಷ್ಣುತರಿಕಮಾಯಕು ಹೋವಾಲೆವೆ ಮಿಸಾಫತಕಿ ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾಗೆ ಫರ್ಬದ ಮತೀಗ ಬಂದು ಕುರೆವೆ ಮೀರು ಸಾಫತೆ ತಾಜಾ ಕಂಕೆಲ್ಲುವ ಅನುಲ ವರ ಬಲಾಗೆ ಬಂದು ಕುರುಮಗೆ ಸಬಬುಂ ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮೀಹಕವ್ವೆಸ್ ಅಕ್ಬರ್ ಸಾ ಮೀರುವೆ ಅಕ್ಬರ್ಗ ಎವ ರೈಟ್ ಕುಲಾಗೆ ಅಸ್ಲಕಿ ಮಿಸಾ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಕೊ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ಕೊ ಉಪಯುಕ್ತಮಕ್ ಕುರುವೆ ಮಸಕ್ಕತುಗೆ ನತೀಜ ಅಕ್ಬರ್ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ಅದಿ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಮೀರು ಸಾ